Didn't know you were filming.
Good morning folks. It's a very wet, blustery day here in northeast Scotland. Today is one of our main harvest days for our CSA veg boxes. So we're out in the rain, although sheltering in the tunnel for now. Rose has just gone off to pick the beetroot. I'm going to be next to her working on the carrots, getting some of the first carrots out of that bed. My mum is here in the polytunnel trimming the garlics for us, so that they can be put in tomorrow's veg boxes. So a day of harvesting in the rain. Alright, so that's the carrots done. Rose has picked the beetroot, so she's just gonna do the same thing over at the washing station as I have just done. Rose is just here in the tunnel, just briefly picking a few tomatoes that she spotted, scavenging a few rogue tomatoes.
Yeah, well, there's just a few left because we actually removed, basically cleared out some of the Aurora. Sadly, they got quite bad blight, and so just pulled them out and then sowed some mixed salads in there, which is actually more for us for the winter, because we rarely get a chance to get things in before the end of the season for ourselves, so this was just a good chance to do that. But we've got a few of these plants left, not enough for the box. I'm just grabbing some of the ripe ones from here. They're looking really beautiful, even though the plants look kind of dead. The underdogs, the ones I didn't like as much, have turned out doing better than the other ones. So got some courgettes. I think we've had some cross-pollination between the two varieties, because we've got these, like, I think much better hybrid green and yellow, roundy, oblongy, kind of big eggs that we're getting now from these ones. I've been feeding them a lot of whey from a few different cheese making exploits, so I think they've been doing better, and after pruning them back as well. So we're getting much less end rot on them, so the courgettes are actually doing really well. So people are getting them every week again.
So we've picked courgette.
Yeah, we've done
Carrots.
Garlic, courgette, carrots, beets. I started spring onion, but there's not as many as I thought there were, so I think we might just divide them between the large boxes, because there's not as many large boxes as small boxes.
Sounds good. Great, so that's what we've picked so far. We've got kohlrabi to get as well, don't we?
Oh yeah, beautiful, the purple one.
Yeah, we've got some lovely little purple kohlrabi, which are going to get picked for today. So yeah, we're on it today. I think we're getting it done. And you're gonna wash the beets. All right, well, we'll catch you down there in a second.
So these are the Cylindra variety of beetroot that we've been growing. It's our first harvest from this bed, and they're quite nice and big. I'm just gonna give them a wash. Because they're especially dirty today because it was raining. The soil sticks to them a lot, and that just makes the box really dirty. But also, by washing it off here, we collect it in a bucket. That means that we can keep the soil from our veg on our farm, because it seems an awful shame to work so hard on the health of the soil and then actually just export it to somewhere else where it's just going to get washed down the sink anyway. We use this washing station that's actually from a design by Curtis Stone from his book The Urban Farmer. Someone that's really worth checking out if you're interested in market gardening. So this is a washing station. It's just a barrel that's been cut in half, a plastic barrel, and that's at a bit, the cut's been made diagonally, so there's a slant, a slope, and basically as you wash the veg through this mesh, the soil falls through, runs along the barrel, and then into these, whatever bucket or container you have that's going to hold water, and then it collects the soil inside, and then either you just take that out with a children's bucket, or if you can carry the whole thing, and then we just pour that different places on the farm. Ideally we'd have this in the market garden, but we need the water pressure here next to our tanks, but the idea would be to put it straight back on the beds again, but we'll keep you on the farm.
And guess who made this washing table for us out of scrap materials? One of my mum's building projects. Very thankful for that. .5. What have you been doing, Mum?
I've done the garlic and I've done the courgettes into the box.
Great.
And I need 7 more eggs to complete the egg boxes. Yeah.
Alright, I'll go and hunt for eggs. I'll see you up at the kohlrabi, Rosa. Alright. It's a date. Yeah, so we put our hens' eggs in the veg boxes as well. And unfortunately, the girls are a little bit off the lay. Quite often it's a bit touch and go whether we'll have enough eggs for all the veg boxes. We're certainly not eating many eggs ourselves because most of them are going into the veg box, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm just going to have a look in the house here. We had a perch in here which was freestanding. We had to take the perch out every time we wanted to muck out the hen house. We've been trying to think of a design that we could have for a perch that means we don't have to take the perches out to be able to sweep out the manure. So we've repurposed this old ladder as a perch, and that seems to be doing really well. I mucked out the hens yesterday, and instead of buying sawdust or using straw or hay, which to be honest is better used for the goats right now, I went and cut a whole bunch of mint and chamomile. We've got some autumn olive branches in here, and we're just using a bit of a green bedding. It's not for the chickens to nest in, it's just basically to absorb and capture all their manure, all their droppings that fall on it from the roosts. I've been using mint for some time underneath often a layer of sawdust or straw. It keeps it smelling very fresh in here, and who knows, maybe it's acting in a sort of insecticide nature, keeping down things like mites and any other creepy crawlies that might bother the hens. Anyway, let's see, what we need is some eggs. Right, so that's enough eggs. I didn't come over here with an egg basket, so I'll pick them up in a second. Better crack on. Well, I'm at the kohlrabi, and there's no sign of Rosa. Well, I thought we had a date. It's just me and my lonesome at the kohlrabi. Well, Rosa!
Collard greens, you know?
I thought we had a date at the kohlrabi.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did actually look there and you weren't there. I just thought I'd get started on this job that no one really wanted to do, to be honest. But this one variety seems to have, cradling it, this one variety seems to have, even though it's done really well on other years, seems to have perished a bit this year.
Yeah.
So it's starting to bolt. Rather than not give it to our members, I thought it might be quite nice to just give them these small heads that have formed, which is, you know, it's meant to be the shape. First of all, it's not really.
One, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a conical one, so it makes an awesome kind of shape. And we've had them, and they're this big before. You know, I think we had a 4 kilo one a couple of years ago. So they're normally great, but they're still fine. The leaves are still fine. A bit slug damage, but it's organic. But I thought it might be still quite nice for people to be able to chop that up and put that in things. So yeah, just having a go. I think one thing that we get to do with our veg box is, because of the CSA notion, we're kind of salvaging as much as we can from the garden as well for people, because that's what you would do in your own garden, and we kind of think of this like everyone's own back garden. So I think we're just trying to make the most of a crop rather than just give it straight to the animals. And my theory is this is tasty still. Problem is trying to find 40, but there's 100 and something in this row, so
yeah, okay.
Want to come on a date with me on this bolting cabbage date? Better than a rose.
Better than a rose.
Better than a rose is a cabbage.
I'm just going to take these cabbages down to be weighed. Rose is going to pick another. We've got about 25 in this box, so Rose is going to pick another box load.
I guess we'll just pick the kind of tennis ball size ones. They're pretty, aren't they? I do want to kind of leave the top greens on. I just think they look nice.
Oh, I think we could do
like that. Like a nice hairstyle. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, ornamental, really.
Alright, that's the Kohl Rabi picked. Very juicy and crunchy.
Okay, so I'll just take this down.
Alright, that's the majority of the vegetables harvested for tomorrow's veg box. It's looking like a great box with a good variety of seasonal and local veg. One or two more things to bring in.
Yeah, some of the leafy stuff, chard and some parsley, and if we're not pushing the brassicas a bit, we're going to get some kale as well.
So, thanks for watching, folks, and we'll all catch you next time.
Bye!
Bye.
A rose by any another name? Any
No.